Hello. What are we doing? Keep it going. Don't stop this. I'm on a roll of not knowing what I'm doing.
I'm just hovering over the stop button.
Just turn your chair
I'll turn when I'm good and ready,
so people can actually hear you
bitch.
and you're not like all echoey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sarah Hazen Bask. You are. I don't think that even read. Because you were so far away, because your chair is turned the wrong way.
Fuck you. Our spinny chair broke, so we have to manually spin now.
Who are you?
Kaden, I said so.
But did anybody hear?
No one listens anyway.
Oh, I bet you make those two people feel very unimportant.
It's me and you, let's be honest. If you actually listen to this, leave a comment so we know you're there.
Yeah, tell us how you like things. This is because we can. Podcast.
Today we're going to be talking about some news. What's the news and what's in the news today, Sarah?
What's in the news today? Well, let's start off a little somber.
Somber?
Peter Mayhew died.
Oh yeah, Chewbacca.
Yes, he will be remembered.
For his role as Chewbacca.
And now I shall give a Wookiee's eulogy to Peter Mayhew.
He didn't even make that sound.
The new one does. The Yolando? Yeah, I can't think of his name. It's not English.
What?
The new Chewbacca.
He makes the sound.
Yeah, the
it's
one
not
who.
the lion mixed with like a bear
I mean,
recording.
Yeah, it is, but he actually does what I just did on set.
Why?
Because he's Chewbacca.
Remy says nothing. She's our silent partner.
So yeah, you will be remembered, Peter Mayhew. I liked your work. You did good physicality, good at making Chewbacca.
And you were chosen because you were very tall. I saw the documentary.
Yeah. So, other news. Avengers Endgame. We'll be talking more about it later in this podcast. But Avengers Endgame
came out
as the number one opening weekend.
It did.
Yeah.
Or I thought it was slightly behind Avatar.
Opening weekend. It was number one opening weekend. The previous title for number one opening weekend was The Last Avengers: Infinity War, which was opened domestically at $640 million, and Avengers Endgame did over $1 billion opening weekend.
So it's like 10 times its record.
Yeah, and it's number 2 now on at the time of this recording on highest grossing.
Oh, so it's just behind Avatar. It just people need to keep seeing it and then it'll pass it.
Yeah.
Because that's of all time with Avatar in the theaters.
Yeah, it's already past Titanic, making James Cameron regret mouthing off superhero films.
Yeah. I would say anyone would regret that. Now it's going to pass Avatar, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So James Cameron used to hold the top 2 spots?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did so many people go and see Avatar right away? Was it that anticipated?
The 3D.
Oh, that was.
It was groundbreaking 3D effects. And that was it, really. Story-wise, there's not much for story, in my opinion. It's basically the same story as Atlantis or any other indigenous Pocahontas.
Yeah, it is. I remember we talked about it in our film studies class.
Yeah.
And how the effect it has on people. And these kinds of movies make us like to go back to a simpler time and, be with the native people.
Yeah.
And then some people, it caused such bad depression that's not our world, that they killed themselves, and it was called the Avatar effect.
Oh no.
Yeah, so these are the kinds of things you learn about in school.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know if it was called the Avatar effect, but it was a bunch of reported cases of depression induced by the movie.
So Endgame is definitely gonna beat it.
Yeah.
That's
unless it gets pulled from theaters tomorrow for some unknown reason. Knock on wood.
Yeah, who knows?
And I think it's worth it. It was a good movie. But we'll talk about that more later.
Yeah. Keeping on with Marvel, they've announced 2 new TV shows for Hulu.
Interesting, because Disney Plus is coming out soon.
But here's the thing. Disney owns Fox. Fox owns Hulu.
Oh, so Disney owns Hulu.
So Disney owns Hulu.
Wow.
So it's going to be a live-action Ghost Rider and a TV show, and Hellstrom. Hellstrom I know nothing about.
Ghost Rider I've seen, the Nick Cage one.
Yeah. And they're both going to take place in the MCU. Well, yeah, in the MCU. Or
in
adjacent,
the fact that,
at least.
Daredevil takes place in the MCU.
Yeah. But, Ghost Rider, what's his name? Let me pull up the article.
Nicolas Cage.
Not Nicolas Cage. Because Gabriel Luna is going to reprise his role, because he played Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Cool. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. I have. You haven't. But the Robbie Rodriguez version of Ghost Rider, not the
Nicolas Cage version,
which is the Johnny something version, not Johnny Storm. It's John something.
Jon Snow?
No.
Isn't his dog named Ghost? Yes.
Who?
Jon Snow.
I don't know. I haven't seen Game of Thrones except
Neither
the
have
5 seconds.
Where he got his dog, which he named Snow. No, named Ghost. Sorry, his name is Snow.
Huh. But yeah.
I learned a lot in that first 5 minutes of Game of Thrones. Now the memes make sense.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to go to bed. And falling asleep.
And falling off your bed.
No.
You rolled and fell off.
I rolled when I was done.
Yeah, but it was funny because you're on the floor.
Yeah, but then I got onto my bed.
Yeah.
So yeah. Excited about those 2 shows?
We don't have Hulu in Canada.
We'll still get those shows in some sense.
Mm-hmm. I'm never excited about Hulu because we don't get it here.
But we still get the shows.
Why is Remy causing trouble? No, I'm not very excited.
You're
I'm
not?
more excited about the other shows we've already talked about. The Loki one and stuff.
The Disney Plus ones?
Yeah. I'm more excited about that.
Yeah, these aren't necessarily... Aside from Ghost Rider, which I've been introduced to through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we don't really know much about these characters.
There's just so much in the MCU that it's going to be hard to keep track of all the bits. Now that they've been so successful, it might get too big for their own good.
Oh, that's already is.
Yeah.
Like, who watches Cloak and Dagger?
What?
There you go. Marvel's Runaways. That's really the only two I don't. Inhumans sucked, so don't ever watch that. So yeah, it's already is in terms of the TV. Not all the TV shows I watch.
They need to be careful not let the success go to their heads, or else they'll make a bunch of crap.
Yeah, but I think they are careful.
I wish their shows were more connected with their movies now, because S.H.I.E.L.D. used to be directly connected, and as you were saying to me before, that it's not going to be.
Yeah, the new season isn't referencing Endgame at all, or even the snap of Infinity War, despite the last season, the season finale of the last season having direct references to the beginning battle in Infinity War.
Yeah, it's just
so, and then this season takes place a year later, yet they don't even be like, oh, half our friends are gone. No, everybody's there.
It's like makes me just not want to watch the show, because I want to keep the movie continuity in my head. So I'll watch up until this new season of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's like they split it. And I'm like...
Well, here's the thing, though.
Come on, they could have just made it so awesome to know what other people were doing during that time.
Yeah, I know. But also, it's kind of been the criticism of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. since it started, is it's not as connected as people thought it would be.
And I'm just disappointed.
And I can even say now, these things. It hasn't been connected since the last... Like, really the only... Aside from the first two seasons, there's not much of some connection. There is still connections, but they don't, like, affect the story a huge amount.
Yeah.
Or if they do, it's just, like, minor stuff.
And I just wish they had kept up with what they were doing. Because that would have been far more interesting than what we're getting. Because, to be honest, I'm not loving the plot of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now.
On season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets better.
I'm sure it does, but I'm also like, I don't care. I'm into the Marvel universe, not like the S.H.I.E.L.D. universe.
Yeah, I get that. I like S.H.I.E.L.D. I think it's a good show. What I've seen of the new season is a strong premiere, despite and it's not their fault. It's more the two divisions, the television division and the film division at Marvel, are so fall apart that they don't communicate. And
they could have put Daredevil in the movie in Endgame.
That's the thing.
Like, why couldn't they? They could have.
Yeah.
Like, they should have. Like, people care about those characters a lot as well as the movie characters.
Yeah.
And it would have been a really good advertisement for the other shows to have the characters from the shows, have the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, have the Daredevils, have the everybody.
And yeah, I mean,
I think we've turned
if
into
we got
an
Howard,
discussion.
If we got Howard the Duck, spoiler alert. Well, not really, because you can barely see him. But we got Howard the Duck in Endgame. So why don't we have Daredevil or Luke Cage or Jessica Jones? And then in that argument, though, does it work in the movie itself? If all you've seen are the movies, do you know these characters? Well, will you be like, who are these?
Most people haven't seen all 22 movies, so most people are like, who the fuck is Ant-Man?
Yeah.
I know a guy who went and saw the movie. He had never seen one. He was like, I was so confused. It was the worst 3 hours of my life. This movie is for the fans. You can't just walk in and watch it.
Yeah. Remy, stop making mischief.
Fucker, I'm gonna put her in the crate.
Yeah. So the dog's being mean. Eating a bottle cap.
Fucker. You want to choke to death?
But no, I understand both parts of the wanting them, but also I understand why they weren't.
No, I don't. Hang on.
Because in terms of the film itself, and then you suddenly show up this guy with a glowing fist and this guy who's bulletproof, and like, who are these people?
No. You don't
But they could have easily just put them in that final battle, and just had them be faces. Like we got Ravengers.
They could have just been
Not focused on them at all.
Easter eggs like Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
It makes sense for them all to be there. They also live in New York, like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
It makes sense for him to know them. And there's so many people. You can just put them in.
Yeah.
Like, what is it, 1 day of filming? Where to add 10 more people? Come on. Just fucking do it.
Or even they could have put them in digitally, too. Just, like, have the 4, like, somewhere else. A separate day.
Yeah. But, like, this movie is for fans, and fans like the TV show. We don't have to... Most people didn't know who the hell anybody was. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest.
I disagree. I feel like a lot of people know who a lot of people are.
Not everybody, though.
Especially if you've seen Infinity War, you'd know who most people are, except Ant-Man, maybe.
Well, I just know that some people were, like, enjoyed the movie even though they hadn't seen them all, didn't know who everybody was.
Yeah, I understand that.
So why not have this? They have Howard the Duck. They could have put these people in there. They could have done that and made it important. Made them important to the story.
And also, Netflix just canceled all those series.
So these people aren't doing anything.
Except for Jessica Jones. She's got a season 3 coming up.
But I mean, it would have taken so little effort.
Yeah.
And it would have just been amazing because these are all supposed to take place in the same universe.
Yeah.
And they don't.
I know. They do. Like, the TV shows reference the movies all the time, but that's all there is. It's only a one-way streak.
But they just say that it is. They don't show that it is.
Yeah. Well.
They don't.
The
they maybe did a bit
incident was a big thing in, like, the first few seasons of...
Okay, let me say. It's only at the very beginning for a very small time that they reference the movies.
You haven't seen Jessica Jones season 2?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Season 2 of Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
I thought you haven't. I thought you said you only saw season 1.
Okay, I only saw season 1. But I'm saying they don't reference it enough.
Yeah. But there is, like, more... Because in Jessica... Mind if I minor spoil?
Yes, I do mind.
Okay,
I
won't
Jessica
then.
Jones. I'm pretty sure I've seen season 2.
With the mom?
The mom. I don't know. I don't even remember season 1. But do not do the spoilers.
Okay.
It's a one-way street, and it's just...
Oh, yeah. It's a one-way street, but...
And it's through mentioning, not through seeing. Show, don't tell.
Yeah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did more show.
Well, of course. It's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But that was it.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
And they tell, but they don't show. And they want to make this big universe, but they're limiting it to just the Avengers.
But also the new Disney Plus shows are... Kevin Feige's actually having a hand in those too. So those are a bit of like... They're a higher league than the other TV shows we've had.
Well, they should have been like that since the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I 100% agree. I do think it could have been more connected, but... And there's also people who don't like everything always being connected because it's a huge world.
Here's the thing. Connect them or don't. Don't half connect them.
Yeah. I don't know. I like them enough what they do. Aside from that thing with the new season of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's just kind of not their fault that they didn't know what was happening.
Well, they should have made a point to know.
Yeah, but that movie was also so secretive that, like, I doubt they would tell them.
Well, why don't they see there's going to be a big secret? Let's delay the release of the S.H.I.E.L.D. or make it before
But that's
the
the thing. They delayed it so that it would... I think they assumed that by the time Endgame would come out, the whole snap would have been completely fixed.
Well, then they should be talking better.
So that's why they did the whole 1 year. But because it's only 1 year when there was a 5 year. Oh, yeah, I 100% agree.
There should be someone looking into these things.
Yeah, there should be.
There are people whose job it is to to watch for continuity.
Yeah.
That's a job.
Yeah.
So these people were asleep at the wheel.
I don't think it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s fault. It's more just the studio as a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the film department and the movie department are so separate.
They shouldn't be.
And they shouldn't
maybe
be.
they won't be in the future. But then they have to do like what Star Wars did and say, okay, these don't count anymore.
Yeah.
Like for those older books.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, it's not like, aside from this new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's not like there's really continuity errors, though.
Yes, there is.
How?
There's no snap.
That's what I said. Except for this new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there aren't any continuity errors at all. So to get rid of all those other shows makes no sense. Saying they're not in continuity would be like, why? Yeah. Where's my news? You've gone silent.
We stopped the conversation. I'm waiting for the next one.
Trying to find the next one.
Want to move on to the trailers?
Give me a sec. Do you care about Star Wars' greater books and such?
No.
Okay, we won't talk about that then. Endgame's also the most tweeted about movie of all time.
Of course, there was no Twitter back in the days of Titanic.
Maybe not Titanic. Avatar was like 2008.
Yeah, so there was no Twitter.
When was Twitter?
2010.
Oh, I don't know that.
I don't know that either. I'm pretty sure it was then. Hey, Google! When did Twitter release?
March 2006.
What?
According to Wikipedia, Twitter was created in March 2006 by Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams and launched in July of that year.
What? No. Then I would have been...
Wouldn't have been
14.
good.
I was 14.
It wouldn't have been big when it first launched. It would have had to gain up steam first from all the MySpaces and the Facebooks.
God, MySpace.
Did you have a MySpace?
Yeah, my friend made it for me and then didn't give me the password.
Sounds like a good friend.
Oh God, she was awful. She's the one who brought me to Bible camp.
Oh no.
And then told the Bible camp to make sure I wasn't in her room.
Oh no.
So I was abandoned with like a bunch of randoms.
Can you not do that to the chair that the mic stand is on, creating a huge amount of background noise?
I'll fidget with my cube instead.
Oh no. More background noise. Disney released their schedule of upcoming films. Just let me see if I can find it. Trying to find the thing. Here we go. This should have the whole list. So, you want me to read everything?
Sure.
Okay. So, starting this year, continuing on this year, and they also released What's with Fox too. So, we got Tolkien, then Aladdin, then Dark Phoenix, then Toy Story 4, then Stubber, don't know what that is, The Lion King, The Art of Racing in the Rain, Ready or Not, Ad Astra, The Woman in the Window, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which we didn't know was coming out this year. That also released a trailer recently. I haven't seen it.
For a future podcast.
For a future podcast. And then Ford v Ferrari, Frozen 2, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, and Spies in Disguise will end the year.
Ending on a high there.
That's the Will Smith is a bird one, isn't it?
Oh no.
Isn't
I don't
it?
want to know. I
The
don't know.
animated?
I don't know what that. You said Will Smith is a bird. I'm like, I'm going to stop you right there.
It's
where
called
we're just...
Spies in Disguise.
No, it's done.
Uh,
The discussion is over.
So, most of this we've already known because it's this year. Maleficent was really the only big one that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Next year, 2020,
Oh God,
starts
we're in the
with...
future.
Oh God, we're in the future? Next year's the future? Welcome to the future.
Like the future, because it sounds so futuristic.
2020. When's? Oh yeah, because Blade Runner is 2029. No, 2049 is the sequel.
2069.
It's not what it... No.
I've seen that.
It's not 2069.
That's the point of it.
There you go.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
It's 2049, I'm pretty sure. Seen the sequel? Have you seen the original?
No.
Oh.
I
Did you
saw
like the sequel?
No.
No?
It was fucking boring.
I thought it was really interesting.
I was sleepy.
It is-
Sleeping, I mean.
It was definitely a slower movie than what we're used to nowadays. But
Because I didn't know what the hell was going on because I didn't see the first one.
it's not a huge amount of...
I just meant, like, I'm watching a guy have no expression, staring at random shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, okay.
Okay. Disney movies 2020.
The future.
And Fox movies. Underwater, Untitled Kingsman movie.
Ooh, I love Kingsman.
I need to see those ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. They're on my list. Oh.
They're going to be on our list and we're going to watch it right after this.
Okay. Call of the Wild. Onward, which I believe is Disney's upcoming Pixar movie.
Cool.
Uh,
Thinking about Blade Runner is making me sleepy.
Thinking about Blade Runner's making you say, it's a good film.
I'm sure anything can look artsy if like a guy just broods into the distance.
Oh, okay.
You still have to have
Mulan.
a story.
There was a story. Did you not understand it? Were you too,
I'm a lot smarter than you. I knew exactly where the story was going before it happened. That's why it was boring. Just like Detective Pikachu, but we're not talking about that today.
Detective Pikachu sucked.
Spoilers to our next podcast.
So, Mulan.
Ugh.
The New Mutants, which was pushed back again because it was supposed to come out this year. Like, it was supposed to come out late this year, and now it's coming out in January, February, March, April of next year.
In a year.
So, and that movie has, like, I think originally it was actually supposed to come out last year.
This movie's like they filmed it. They don't even remember filming it anymore. Like, what? I was in a movie?
Yeah, it's like, so, yeah.
No one wants to work on it, maybe.
Well, it's been in development hell for who knows how long, so it can't be good.
No. They just need to release it and just get it over with. Rip off
Yeah.
that Band-Aid.
And as the last of the Marvel of the Fox's Marvel's last of Fox's X-Men movies, I don't think it'll be a good send-off.
Rip off that Band-Aid. Just release
Not
it
that
already.
the Dark Phoenix would be a good send-off either.
Maybe they should have just cut their losses after the first one, because that was good. The first new one.
First Class? But
Yeah.
not Apocalypse. Days of Future Past was
Okay.
really good.
After Days of Future Past, they should have packed in the towel.
Yeah.
But
I
sometimes
remember when
hindsight is
Apocalypse.
2020.
I remember when Apocalypse came out. My friend was like, "Why are they doing another prequel? They just fixed everything from X3 so they could do the old cast, but now they're doing all this new cast again." So,
Yeah, no.
and then an untitled Marvel movie. So that's one in 2020. Artemis Fowl, untitled Pixar movie.
Didn't Artemis Fowl already come out?
No.
Oh God.
We
It's
just
gonna be like another Alita. We just hear
we
about it
just
for way
saw
too
a
long.
trailer of it like 2 months ago.
That was like 6 months.
That was
ago.
like
I can
2
figure it
months
out because
ago.
we was in one of our podcasts.
It was 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I? Untitled Pixar movie, Free Guy, Bob's Burgers. Didn't know they were doing a movie of that.
I've only ever seen like one episode.
It's not my cup of... I'm not a huge fan of adult comedy or adult animation. It's just a very distinct comedy
What about
style.
The Simpsons?
That's family.
It used to be adult.
It was still family.
It's just sort of what they could get away with went up, and The Simpsons didn't go along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
because it was as risky as they could do at the time.
Yeah, but it was still PG, not like PG-14 or...
No, but they couldn't release that. They said they would always try to trick the censors. And so they made some really dirty jokes actually snuck in.
Yeah.
There's like ones about like porn and stuff.
Yeah.
Jokes.
But it's still PG.
Oh my God, there's only one bleep in The Simpsons. He said masturbate. And it slipped right through till the end and they bleeped it instead of just changing the words.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that's what he was meant to have said. I've never heard them bleep in The Simpsons, except for it's on like their TV and it's like a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then Jungle Cruise.
That sounds riveting.
Dwayne Johnson and what's her Mary Poppins face?
Nice.
The new one.
Blunt.
Yeah, Emily Blunt. I thought you were gonna say the other person, the Judy. What? Who played Mary Poppins originally?
Julie.
I thought you were gonna say Julia Roberts. Julie Roberts? Yeah, Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts.
The Queen from Princess Diaries.
The main character from Sound of Music.
And the Queen from Shrek.
She was the queen in Shrek?
Yeah.
Oh. Didn't
Like
know
the
that.
Frog King's wife.
I figured as much. I did. That's the only queen there is, aside from Fiona and, like, the later ones.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I had to specify, bitch.
But then you would have said Fiona,
No.
not the queen.
I would have said the Princess Ogre.
Why wouldn't you have said her name?
Because that's who she is.
Who she is her name.
I like when she makes the frog balloons.
Oh, yeah. So Jungle Cruise. Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, based off a Disney World ride.
Those are always terrible.
They are usually terrible, yeah.
Except Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean is really good. I like all those movies. I know most people
There's
only
the-
like the first one.
Okay, I like the first couple, but then there's the one where they're like in pirate hell or something.
Wait, what? Oh, the third one?
Yeah, or like because he's like in the not like hell, but like the
Yeah.
afterworld.
I still
And
like
then
that
I was
one.
just confused. I don't know if I saw it in like the right. Like I don't think I sat down and watched it. I think I like came in like part way and I was like confused.
Well, the
Or I
third
fell
one was
asleep.
very much a part 2 of the second one.
I really like the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
But there's like 6 of them, and I've seen those
like-
ones.
there's, like,
the later
5.
ones after the third one. I like.
The fourth one sucks.
Well, I like them all. Let's be honest. They're Pirates of the Caribbean.
The fourth one is just so...
Have you been to Disney
over the
World
top.
since they changed that ride?
They've changed it many times. So
No,
I don't
no,
know.
they added
Since
all
they
these-
changed it to adding Jack Sparrow? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That was...
Had you
yeah.
been on it before they changed it?
No.
Oh, I had.
Oh, you're old.
So I was on it on the original one before they took after they took out the human remains, obviously. There used to be actual bones in there. But yeah, they took those out. Apparently there's one skull still in there.
Huh.
That's like an urban legend. Anyway, but they added that octopus guy. That's how I knew it was new stuff.
Yeah.
And they added, and then instead of it just being like it goes around in a boat, it goes down.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more of a ride.
Yeah.
Than just like a small world.
Yeah, and they added Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, they added Jack Sparrow, but it's just still good. I really liked the new addition because I'd been to it before the addition.
Yeah.
And I remembered it. And it was kind of boring because it was just like you went around in the boat, like in Small World.
Yeah. I'd love to go to the Shanghai Disney Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Because it just looks so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's so more over the top. Well, not over the top, but more new looking. And it's not the same ride. It's still on a boat, but it's a different ride.
I like the classics, man. I like the classic rides at Disney World. I like the Haunted Mansion ride.
I like the Haunted Mansion
I like
too.
Splash
they recently
Mountain.
just did a refurbishment of that one too.
No.
Oh no, not Haunted Mansion. They did Phantom Manor in Disneyland Paris, which is the Haunted Mansion of Disneyland Paris.
Okay. I really like that one. I really like the part of Splash Mountain, and then you just get dropped.
They have added the Hatbox Ghost in recent years, though, because he was originally going to be in the ride, but then he didn't work by the time the ride was going to be open. So now that they have the technology to do it.
Changes. As long as they got rid of that fucking Stitch ride, man.
I think they've just done that.
It was disgusting. It was like the worst experience of my life. I was literally like, I'm ready to go home, Dad. We're on vacation to Disney World, and I'm done. I'm done with this.
The one where... Because there's two Stitch rides. The one where he gets free and spits in your eye or whatever.
Yeah, he burps in your fucking face.
Yeah.
And you smell that burp for 3 days.
How old were you?
I went on it twice because I'm a fucking idiot. I went on it the first time when I was 13, and then when I was 16.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Mom, it's like the best ride. Let's go. And it doesn't have a lot of action, so we can bring Grandma. Haha, suckers.
And then me, as a 20... I would have been grade 3.
You were 20.
Not 20. I was going to say a year, but I can't think of a year. I don't know what year that would have been. It would have been... I guess it would have been like 2006.
God, how old were you in 2006?
Just because it was just before grade 3.
Oh, God, you're fucking...
And at that age, I enjoyed it. But looking back now, I'm like, oh God. And also now knowing that it replaced a ride called like Extraterrestrial Encounter. And that looked... What I've seen of like footage and recreations of it, it just looks so cool. Because it was meant for it was in the wrong place because it was in the Magic Kingdom, and it's definitely a more older teenager kind of atmosphere.
So it needed to be an MGM or an Epcot.
Yeah, and it was supposed... And originally it was they were seeing if they could get the license to the Xenomorph from Alien for it. So you can picture what kind of tone
there is a ride with the Xenomorph in MGM.
I thought Universal had that one.
It's a movie ride. It has Indiana Jones and stuff.
Indiana Jones? There's an Indiana Jones at MGM, yeah. But I thought...
There's an all movies ride. It's not just Indiana Jones.
Oh, the whatchamacall it. I don't think they still... I think that one... What was it called? The movie ride? Yeah. The big movie ride? Yeah, I think that's gone.
No. I remember just taking my grandma on it because we could wheel her chair right onto it.
Yeah? Great Big Movie Ride, I think it was called.
And then I was just sad that she didn't get to go on the Hogwarts Express. She was so excited.
Anyway,
I like our discussions about
After
Disney World.
After Jangle Cruise,
Jangle Cruise.
after Jungle Cruise, one and only Ivan, never heard of it. Death of the Nile, and then the second untitled Marvel movie of 2020.
They're doing 2 a year, I read, for the foreseeable future.
Hang on, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Ron's Gone Wrong, and then an untitled Disney animation, then West Side Story, then Cruella.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that one's better than some other ones they could do.
And then I think they're trying to do the Maleficent route too with that one.
I'm less offended by that.
By Maleficent?
No,
Oh,
by
by
Cruella.
Cruella?
Then I don't know what, but I'll just say that as a floating
Okay. And then 2021, we got an untitled Marvel movie, Nimona. Don't know what that is. An untitled Disney live action movie, another untitled Marvel movie, another untitled Disney live action, then untitled Pixar, then Indiana Jones 5, then untitled Disney live action, then live action, then the third Marvel movie for that year, then an untitled Disney animation, then Avatar 2, which who's gonna see that?
No one. That's been in production since the first Avatar.
Yeah. Basically.
No one cares about Avatar anymore. Everyone's now realized it's overrated.
Yeah. It's ill-timed.
Okay, can I tell you a funny story about Avatar?
What?
So, my brother's like, we're gonna go see Avatar. I'm really excited for it. And I had no idea what they're talking about. I'm like, okay. Thinking it was Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Because I knew that was a movie that also that year.
I think that came out later.
But it came out around that time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. They're like, it's in 3D. I'm like, great. You know, I'm like, whatever. You want to see it, whatever. We'll go to the cheap theater, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I really don't think this is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because
like
I never
midway through the movie?
No, because I'd never seen that either.
The TV show?
Yeah, at that time. And I was just sort of like, but I knew what it was. Like I'd seen like commercials and maybe an episode, like a clips here and there, whatever. Yeah. I knew about it. So I'm watching this movie. I got a good 15 minutes in before I realized that this is not Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then I go to my brother after. I'm like, that wasn't Avatar: The Last Airbender. And he laughed. He's like, no, that's a different Avatar.
Yeah.
They were in the theater at the same time. That's why
they had to call The Last Airbender The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
As opposed to Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why Legend of Korra isn't called Avatar Legends of Korra. It's just Legend of Korra.
It's also shit.
I enjoy it.
Adventure, the live action movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Legend of Korra.
No, Korra's not shit. I was just not in the mood for it.
Korra's good.
Yeah, I've seen a season.
Yeah. The only problem is like it's not so overarching because Nickelodeon kept being like, "Oh, you're only getting one season, or you're only getting one more season, and then you're only getting one more season," and then so.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon is not good to a lot of the good shows.
Yeah.
They just have a bad reputation. Nickelodeon. But no, yeah, The Last Airbender sucks. The movie.
The Shyamalan one.
Yeah. It's horrible.
It's
Moving
awful.
on.
That's my funny Avatar story. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
When I saw it, because I thought I was getting this shitty Airbender movie.
Yeah. And then 2022, we got Untitled Marvel, then a Pixar, then a Marvel, then a Disney live action, then a Pixar, then a Disney live action, then a Marvel, then 2 Disney live actions, then a Disney animation, and then an Untitled Star Wars. You're looking at me weird.
Because I saw something that they were done making Star Wars. They were taking a break from Star Wars movies. I guess that would be a break.
That's the break, yeah.
Well, I'm kind of like good because I feel like.
Because it's a 2-year break.
I feel like we got a lot of Star Wars at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had hardly any, and then too much, and then we need a break.
Yeah.
And I don't think Star Wars is gonna fade away.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be every year.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, make it right.
I think it was fine if it was every year, but when they did Solo only 4 months after The Last Jedi, and The Last Jedi also, not on me, was a very divisive film.
It was okay at best.
I loved it. It was really good. It's one of my favorites.
I just felt like it was a Doctor Who episode. I don't really know why I felt like that.
Huh.
But I thought that in the theater while watching it.
Interesting.
I didn't hate it. Like, I like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't feel like a Star Wars movie.
Well, I do have my gripes a bit because there is the word ass in like the first few moments. Poe says ass when he's making fun of Hux, which real world swear words like ass has never been used in Star Wars before.
Also too, you know the context of the TV show, and that it might have just flowed better because you knew those things in the newer Star Wars, whereas I only knew the older Star Wars.
But those don't. You only really need to know the films. It's not like the TV shows have anything to do with.
The tone of a TV show is different than a movie. So maybe that if it felt more like a TV show. You already experienced Star Wars as a TV show.
I don't know. I don't think it felt like a TV show.
But do you think the show feels like a TV show?
The Clone Wars? Yeah.
Well, that's just a theory, okay?
Yeah.
It's not that it was bad. I was just sort of like, okay.
So yeah.
I didn't go to see it 3 times like I did Force Awakens kind of deal. No, you know what? I did like it. I was just sort of like, maybe I felt like it was too fast after the other one.
The Last Jedi?
There was a lot at once because it was Rogue One and all this.
Because it did Force Awakens 1 year, then Rogue One the next, then The Last Jedi the next, then Solo was only 4 months later.
Maybe I'm confusing
And then
Solo a bit.
Solo was okay.
They were both okay, and I didn't really like Rogue One either.
I loved Rogue One. I thought you loved it. I thought you liked it. Did you not?
I can't remember now what I felt at the time. Plus, the person I saw them with hated them.
But when we watched it together.
We watched Rogue One together.
Yeah, when you're like, I've only seen Rogue One once and I forget it. Let's watch it. Okay. I like that movie. So we watched it.
When was this?
I don't know when. I just remember it had happened. I think you're like, oh, that was okay. Or that was fun.
Did I fall asleep? Because I love to sleep to Clone Wars. It's my thing.
I don't know.
Attack of the Clones, I mean.
I think I only remember you falling asleep to Attack of the Clones.
That's just my movie to put on when I'm tired, man. Just relaxes me. It's not a bad movie. It's just that it just relaxes
It's not like you
me.
fall asleep during the boring parts. You fall asleep during the final battle.
Oh, I love... Because I can hear it, right? Because I'm listening to it while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And even though I'm asleep, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I'm super awake. I'm just listening. And
Yeah.
you paused. I'm like, no.
Because I thought you were asleep.
I was. I can sleep and watch TV. It's
Yeah.
a skill I have. But only Star Wars. Only movies I know really well. Because I don't have to look at it.
Yeah. So then 2023, we got a untitled live action, an Avatar 3, which no one's going to see.
They should just play Avatar: The Last Airbender instead.
Oh,
just
no.
freak people out.
Then 2024, we got another Star Wars, and then 2025, we got Avatar 4, then 2026, we got a third Star Wars, and then 2027, we got Avatar 5.
He's just gonna crank these out.
So, is that cranking out? It's
Well,
2021, then a year between, then 2023.
I mean, like, it's taken like
Then a year
15 years
between.
for the next one to come out,
Yeah.
or whatever, 10 years, whatever, and then it's gonna be every other year. That's what I
Yeah.
mean by cranking it out.
Yeah. But he, like, last year or the year before when they started, like, actually working on
Yeah.
Avatar 2 was when they announced that they were going to do 5 or
I
4.
remember hearing that they were gonna do that when I was like way long ago. Maybe it was just rumors then.
Might have just been rumors, but because there's only like I think
But
they only
they're filming
announced it like
together.
they announced it like when everybody was like, as you were saying earlier, everybody's basically forgotten that Avatar's a thing, and then they're like, we're doing 4 more Avatar movies. Wait, what? And yeah, and now this time next week, Avatar's not going to be the highest grossing, I don't think.
No.
So, in terms of Marvel, it's 2 in 2020, and then it's 3 and 3.
That's good.
They haven't announced what they are yet.
No, but we kind of know that we're gonna get a Scarlet Witch.
No. We're getting a Black Widow.
That's what I meant, because her name is Scarlet.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
get them mixed. Like the names.
Yeah,
and
we're
stuff.
getting a Black Widow, we're getting a Black Panther 2, and we're getting a Doctor Strange 2. And we know we're getting Shang-Chi, and we know we're getting Internals. And we know we're getting Guardians Volume 3.
As Guardians of the Galaxy. No, it'd be funny if they just released Thor 4 and Guardians of the Galaxy and it's the same movie.
So really there's only like 2 movies we don't know about.
Yeah. I'm sure, like, as the years happen, like, we'll get to learn more.
Yeah. I read a Reddit post that was a rumor that was a supposed leak, but it's Reddit, so you don't really know. And that one said that they were all the ones I just listed, plus a Thor 4 and a Nova, which is interesting. I do want to see a Nova movie. And then 3 Avenger movies. Young Avengers, Dark Avengers, and some other Avengers thing.
Cool.
So, I don't know if it's going to be true or not. I'm thinking it's just a fake. But only time will tell. Yeah. And then this... Yeah. Do you think the Star Wars trilogy, do you think it's going to be the Rian Johnson or the Benioff and Weiss?
Do I know what any of those differences? No, I do not.
Do you think it's going to be the Game of Thrones guys or the guy who did Last Jedis? Because they're both getting a trilogy. Though when they announced Benioff and Weiss, they said a series of films. So I don't know if that's just a trilogy or if it's going to be more or what. Though they did announce Rian Johnson first. That he's doing a trilogy first.
Maybe they'll do 1, then 1, and then 2, then 2, then 3, then 3. Maybe one's like an old Republic and one's like an after.
Yeah, and they'll do them together?
Or like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Like, yeah, like...
I would like that
Ryan
better.
And then a Benioff, then a Ryan, then a Benioff Weiss.
I think I would like that, I think.
Yeah?
I would really
I
love
would like
an
that.
old Republic movie. Because my ex used to talk about the old Republic all the time and like Revan, and I know it's
you
all
and
legend.
everybody else wants an old Republic movie.
Just because like they could do something. I know they're legends now, but they could use some of those legends and make their own thing.
And we know
Revan
isn't close enough. We know Revan is in the canon, and we know. Well, do we know? Yeah, I think he's been mentioned. And we
but
know
his story sounded really cool, like from the old games and stuff.
We know Darth Bane's in canon because he's
referenced
referenced
and stuff. Because I think just people would like that, and
Oh
I
yeah,
would love that.
a lot of people will. A lot of people want that. A lot of people are thinking that's what the Benioff and Weiss are because they have experience in Game of Thrones, which is very lore driven.
Ooh, please.
So,
No, I can't get my hopes up. I just can't do it.
yeah.
I'm gonna just let that float out of my
And when the
brain.
Rian Johnson trilogy was announced, it was announced as something with at a completely different place in the galaxy than what we're used to.
Oh.
So that could mean Old Republic.
Or they're both Old Republic. Just
Or
like
they're-
Old Republic and Old Republic.
Yeah. Could be.
Alright, let's go. What's next?
Uh,
I think that's a lot of news.
that is a lot of news. So call it with the news?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Considering we're at an hour.
Wait, what? No, we're not.
We're at 55 minutes.
Oh, okay. So, do we want to do... Let's talk about at least Spider-Man.
No, because we should do Spider-Man after we talk about Endgame.
Okay.
But let's
I
talk
like
about.
how you think.
But let's talk about Sonic.
Let's talk about Sonic.
Okay, so I had just seen the trailer after I heard the news that
Yeah.
they are going to redesign Sonic. For
Yeah,
the
they're
movie.
redesigning Sonic.
And I'm like expecting it to be horrendous, and I look at it, I'm like, it's okay.
But it's not, though.
But
He
I
looks
don't know
nothing
Sonic.
like Sonic. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know Sonic.
I thought he looked kind of cool when he had the lightning and stuff on him and stuff like that in some shots.
Yeah. In the beginning, he looked fine, but the shot that really made everybody go, "Oh no," is when he screams. When what's his face, who does a lot of these like CGI cartoon character in real world movies. When what's his face sees him in the shed or whatever, and is like, and he's like, meow. You know?
Yeah.
That shot was so bad.
It looked
His
like a guy.
eyes.
It looked like a guy in a suit.
And his eyes. Yeah, that's the thing. It looks like a guy in a suit, and his eyes just look so bad.
Here's the thing I'm wondering though. Did they know it was really bad and thought, you know what, let's release the trailer with the really bad one. And then people will have outcry and then we can appear to listen to the fans and change it to what we've actually done.
I think I've heard that at multiple places.
I said that to
you did say that to me, but I think I've heard it on a couple podcasts since, or videos or whatever. Where they've
We're
been
on
like,
to you,
oh,
Sega.
Maybe. So,
We're on to you, Sega. Because at this stage, because that looks like pretty finished footage.
yeah.
And I know trailers always look finished, but there seemed to be like quite a few shots. It wasn't just one scene. It looked like a lot was done. A lot of different set pieces were done.
It's meant to come out this year, is it not?
But is it still coming out this year?
Probably not.
But that's what I'm wondering. If it is, then we know.
Yeah. But
If
they
it's not
can.
delayed too much, then
But mind you, all they really have to do is like change some proportions of Sonic, and that I don't know computers and CGI.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know
You can
how
just change
easy
the
that is, but it
now the
seems
villain
easy.
looked really good, and you need to look just like
Yeah.
the guy. Except
Jim
isn't
Carrey
he-
looked good.
Isn't he like fat in the?
Yeah, he
games?
looked like at the end there.
Yeah.
He looked more like Eggman.
But he's just not fat.
Yeah, we didn't
Which
get a good shot at the end there. A lot of people have been complaining that like we need a fat Eggman. I'm like,
'Cause then he
he's
looks like
already tall and lanky. And it's Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey.
And looked good. That
Classic
part.
Jim Carrey.
The rest of it looked fine. And I
I
like the
feel like
lightning look of Sonic, like when he was all full of lightning and stuff.
If I didn't see Jim Carrey, I feel like I'll go for it for Jim Carrey. And that if they didn't change Sonic and this was what we got from the trailer is what the final product was going to be, I would go see it for Jim Carrey. But I feel like he still wouldn't have been enough to save the movie. He is being more classic Jim Carrey though, which I do like, but also at the same time I just have a picture of how Eggman's, and he is already a pretty funny villain. But
His
I
name is
just
Eggman. Come on.
yeah. Or Dr. Robotnik.
They're the same guy.
Yeah. because in Japan he was Eggman, and then they changed it to Dr. Robotnik in the States, and then in the when they took the jump to 3D, they made it like Eggman is a nickname for Dr. Robotnik.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I was pretty sure that was his name, but then I'm like, does he have two names? Or is it the two villains of Sonic? And I'm like, I'm just going to not say anything, because I have never played a Sonic game, except for a little bit of Sonic 06.
That's your only Sonic experience?
I played it on an emulator Game Boy for 5 minutes once.
Game Boy?
Well, it looks like a Game Boy, but it's an emulator.
What?
It looks like a Game Boy Micro.
You can play friggin' Xbox 360 game on a handheld?
No! It was the 16 one. The 16-bit one. I said I've played 06 on a game Xbox, and I've played a little bit of an old one on a Game Boy.
And you emulated one, okay. The first one, or which one?
I don't know, whatever one I could get working.
Who were you playing?
Sonic.
Was the opening level Green Hill Zone? That was probably the first one.
Well, I got it working.
Was it only Sonic?
Because the emulator Game Boy apparently takes a lot of tinkering to get the games to run properly, and I wasn't prepared for that, so.
Yeah.
I can just emulate games on my phone.
Nice.
And then I don't have to buy a fucking Game Boy.
Nice.
It was cool, though. And then I scratched the screen.
Fun.
Anyway, so that was the trailer. Looked fun, except for how bad Sonic looked.
The story does not look good.
Okay, well, I don't know what Sonic stories are. It looked better than
It's
06.
not. It looks like a frickin' this Alvin and the Chipmunks type story of the CGI cartoon character in the real world, and the real world freaks out because they've never seen a blue hedgehog before, and it's just, it looks like a half-assed story.
Oh. Instead of it being in the world like the TV show.
Yeah.
Being
But even then, there are humans in some Sonic games.
But
so,
like, I like the TV show. I've never seen it, but I've seen people review it, and that
the
looked cool.
Sonic X?
Like the old one.
The old one?
Like the Mario and Sonic.
Which one?
2D animated.
Okay. Let me
Oh, I've seen for both. Both look better than this.
both of the original ones? Both of them, even the bad one. Huh.
I've seen a compare and contrast video. They look the same, animation-wise. Ish. If you weren't looking hard, you might not notice.
Yeah.
Whereas,
one, it definitely looks like it's more half-assed.
Well, I don't know. I've seen clips.
The one that's like Sonic says, and
Yeah.
it's more has those two robots. But the one that's like Sonic and Sally Acorn and a bunch of people are like rising up against the evil Robotnik Empire. And they're both airing at the same time too, I'm told.
That's bizarre.
I know.
Where were we in the 80s?
And then they did Sonic Underground, which is Sonic and two siblings who are created for the TV show in a rock band.
Sounds amazing.
I know!
Weren't we alive in the 80s?
And then Sonic X, which is more of an adaptation of the... Well, they do adapt some of the more newer games. Well, newer at the time.
Why is he called Sonic the Hedgehog when he doesn't look like a fucking hedgehog? Have you seen a hedgehog?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a ball. I was watching this vet show the other day, and the hedgehog got all its skin ripped off.
Does Pikachu, the electric mouse, look like a mouse?
Yes!
Really?
Detective Pikachu. I
Yeah,
saw it.
He did look kind of more like a mouse there.
But it's anime. Do people look like humans? No, they don't. They're all spiky and shit. Like their hair.
Wait, what?
It was a joke.
Okay. Oh, anime. Okay.
Alright, let's move on to Endgame before this podcast becomes 2 hours.
And then we'll talk about Spider-Man, right? Yeah.
No, we're going to talk about Spider-Man tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Okay.
because it's too long.
Okay.
You know how long this is gonna take to render?
Endgame. What do you think of it?
Okay, so I loved it the first time I saw it.
Yeah?
I was very excited. We saw it on Friday. We went in no spoilers. We didn't know what was gonna happen. And I remember being like, oh my god, they're not going to save Iron Man. There was just a lie. He's not in the movie. They just put him in that scene. Like, that's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
I was like, ah! But then he is saved by Captain Marvel. We're going to just do spoilers.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen this movie by
what
now...
are you doing?
The two of you who haven't seen this movie by now, and the odds that the two of you who haven't seen this movie are the two of you that listen to this podcast are very small.
So I was like, I was on edge this whole movie. You know, like, I was like, what's going to happen? Are they going to go back in time?
Oh, also, it's good, by the way. It's really good if you haven't seen it.
Like, how are they going to do it? And I was just so engaged. And, like, I heard people say it was the fastest 3 hours in their life. 3 hours and 2 minutes. It was perfect in its pacing.
Yeah.
The story made sense. There was a lot of things I didn't expect. And I saw what they meant by, like, only the first 7 minutes are in the trailer, except for one shot.
Yeah.
And I was just, like, genuinely surprised and genuinely enjoying it. Because usually I can see what's going to happen in movies. I'm pretty good at guessing what's going to happen.
Now, in retrospect, I do see the trailer was mostly the first bit and the last battle a little bit.
It was just that scene of them walking.
But also, there was the scene of Hawkeye in the hallway.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they used, like, 10 seconds from the rest of the movie, and then, like, 2 minutes from the beginning. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, say the trailer's 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, the 2 minutes was, like, just the first 8 minutes.
Yeah.
But I thought it was crazy. Like, they find Thanos in the first 15 minutes and kill him.
Yeah.
And I was like, credits, roll the credits.
And then the 5 years later, you can't see what I'm doing with my hands, but I'm putting it on the left and the middle and the right because that's what they did in the movie.
And I'm just like, damn. Because I didn't foresee a time skip.
Oh, yeah. I wanted a time skip.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't think about what I wanted.
And knew there was going to... Some of the later trailers, we saw Black Widow's hair. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the second trailer or the third trailer is when we saw her hair is red at some points and blonde at other points. So we knew there was going to be some kind of a time jump.
Or it was just going to take over a course of some time.
That would be like 1 year or 2 years, not 5 years.
But I'm like, fuck. They fucked up. So then I started thinking, while I'm in the movie, that these new movies are going to take place in the alternate universe, where the other half snapped. You know what I mean? Like, they've split the universe, and that's how the stones work. That's what I was thinking. That was my prediction. That was my fan theory. That would have worked, too. Mostly. That's not what happened.
No.
But that's what I was thinking. And that's why Spider-Man, the movie, was happening, and blah, blah.
Shut up!
I don't think they heard her. They just heard you shut up. Anyway, so I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't what I predicted. And if it had been, I would have been disappointed because I don't want to write your movie. You have to write it.
Yeah, I really... the time travel, I was kind of expecting it. It was one of the bigger theories.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was like either split dimensions or time travel.
It was either alternate universe or time travel was the two highest.
That's what I was like.
ones.
The one I was thinking, and then time travel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Split universe or alternate universe?
Well, it would be in the one universe it's this half, and the other universe it's this half.
Yeah. Well, the theory was more alternate universe.
Well, I think it makes sense what I'm saying. Works for that, too.
Okay. But it's not alternate universe. It's the same universe, but it's the split universe.
It became an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to something that was always alternate.
Oh, yeah. Because they even talk about alternate dimensions.
Yeah, and they talk about that in the time travel thing and how you gotta... And that's kind of how time travel works in the Marvel Universe, too. Or how alternate universes work in the Marvel Universe, too, is it is, like, one moment. It's not like, say, the DC Comics where it is Batman, but he's 1800s fighting the what's his face?
Joker.
No.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
That was a good fucking guess.
So.
But
yeah.
I liked how they explained time travel. That it'll always still have happened in their past. It's not like their memories are gonna change, because they're making an alternate future.
Mm-hmm.
So that meant that everything had to go back to where it was. And I thought that was really cool. I like that. And they're like, Back to the Future lied. And it's like, yes, it did.
Yeah, I like that.
It was great.
And it makes sense. Yeah. And I've always kind of liked that version of time travel a little more, where... Though, the way I've always kind of saw it was, if you were then to go into the future, you would be in that alternate timeline.
Yeah.
Was how I saw it. So you would affect the future, in my opinion. Because then you would have to dimension hop.
And I really liked how Iron Man goes, I just figured it out. Figured what out? Time travel. It's like just in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Figured it out. And I'm like, that's Iron Man for you. That's why he's my favorite.
Yeah.
I didn't see his daughter coming.
I didn't see that coming either. Professor Hulk.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I'm like, I don't know if I like it.
You didn't like it, or you didn't know if you liked it? I liked it. I thought it was fun. That was one of the big rumors. Because some of the toys kind of leaked it a bit.
I just saw a post today where the Avengers toys of Thor is him like all like fit and like shave, short beard, and it's like anyone who bought the pre-release toys feel like an idiot now.
Wow.
Right? Because he doesn't look like that in the movie at all.
Yeah, except like at the beginning.
For a second.
Yeah, until they killed Thanos. I didn't see them killing Thanos.
No.
I was not expecting that. I like that they did it, though.
Yeah, they get to kill him twice.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, what happened? Okay, I'm jumping ahead. Let's keep going in sort of order of things that we find out. We find out Ant-Man is safe, and he figures out
that we know was gonna happen.
Yeah, that's how they figured out the time travel. Yeah, and like that made sense. I don't know if I thought it before, but it just felt like that's.
Well, that was kind of what spawned one of the rumors too. Was the Janet Van Dyne's statement, like at that end credit of Ant-Man and the Wasp, that was like, "Don't get stuck in a quantum tunnel or a time tunnel or whatever. Time vortex. So you kind of like expected.
Yeah.
That time travel. That kind of what spawned one of the rumors of it being time travel.
Yeah.
I liked what they went to. I wasn't quite expecting where they went to when they time traveled. I was expecting them to go to Avengers, but I didn't know what else they would do.
So they went to the Avengers movies, which was cool.
Yeah.
They really went to the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah. Avengers, Thor: The Dark World, which I didn't expect at all because that movie tanked.
And I'm like, Natalie Portman, and then she was in the credits, but she wasn't in any new footage, which I thought was
funny. Think she recorded some ADR for it. And then
he gets to see his mom, and then they go to Guardians of the Galaxy, and then it's all found out because Nebula is like a computer and she interacts with herself, and I'm like, what?
And yeah, that was cool. Like
that was cool.
Head is like on the internet or something.
Yeah. And it was just so cool how Nebula became a really big part of this movie.
Yeah, and she was a big part of the Infinity Gauntlet comic too.
Which was kind of interesting because she was a supporting character / villain at best, and then she was sort of like the main, like she's an Avenger. She's like a main character.
Yeah.
Which was nice because I really liked the actress. She was in
Karen Gillian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she was in another movie I liked. And she was in another movie I liked. Yeah, she's been in 2 movies I liked, plus Doctor Who that I liked.
What were the 2 movies?
She was in Jumanji.
Oh,
and she was
the
in
new
Oculus.
Jumanji?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Jungle, I think the subtitle is.
Yeah, the Sega one. Anyway,
The Sega
The
one.
Nintendo one. It's not a board game. It's a Nintendo
Yeah.
game. You know, and I liked her. I liked the character. I liked her character arc, and I really liked how important the Guardians of the Galaxy were, because when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't even realize it was in the MCU.
Yeah.
Like the first time, like.
Well, I
didn't realize
knew
that
it was a Marvel movie.
I knew it was a Marvel movie, but I didn't think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it was going to come into play. So then I was seeing a scene that I remember from back then, and, you know, like, I've seen it again since I knew it was. But
Yeah.
But that was in 2012, you know, and that was in 2012 too, and it was just sort of interesting.
Avengers 2012?
I guess it's weird to me.
Yeah, it was 2012, 2013, 2014. And that kind of, to me, was like, wow, time travel. Because you don't see a lot of time travel plots that are within the same decade of when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
So.
But what was interesting, too.
That intrigued me a bit. In my head of just being like, oh, wow, they time traveled, but it's still, like, within the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm. What was cool is, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, it seems like the future.
Yeah.
But
it's 2014.
I'm not the only one in 2014 looking for these Infinity Stones. Or,
yeah.
You know, like, I'm just like, because I didn't think of it like that at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, they know what year it is, too.
Yeah. And
I liked when she's on the walkie-talkies, like, watch out, Rolly, there's a idiot on the landing pad. She just became part of the team, you know?
I like that. And I like that scene, too.
Yeah.
The tacos, and then Professor Hulk just, like... I don't know why it's funny that it was just Professor Hulk that did that, but I feel like if it was, like, Tony Stark or Captain America or anyone else, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. I really like when Ant-Man comes, he's like, I'm starving. Is anyone eating that sandwich? He's just so all over the place. I really wish that fast-talking guy was in it more. Was in this one, but he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Was he in the battle? Well, he wouldn't have been able to do anything.
He can't fight.
No, leave him be. Leave him be. Cause...
Not even... They thought about having Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne in the battle because they're like, oh, they should have suits too. But then they're like, that's a bit stretching it because they're like old people.
Yeah.
But
they should have just been in his tank from the movie.
Yeah.
Just driving over guys.
What did you think of Fat Thor?
I was shocked.
I was shocked too.
Man.
That was something I wasn't expecting because it wasn't in any of the marketing. Not even any of the leaked stuff. Like
did a
the
good job.
Professor Hulk, a couple toys and merchandise had him in it, but
I was shook, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this, but I really like his story.
Yeah.
Because it just showed how
even
someone like, you know, Thor can go through all that like hardship and just crash. Like his mental health just tanked. And that's really something you don't see in movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an actual depiction of what it's like to struggle with mental health. Like
your
mental wellness, and not like he's got like schizophrenia, but like his wellness and I like how he gets his hammer. He's like, I'm still worthy, and it was just so touching. And he got to talk to his mom. Yeah, and it was just like, oh. And Rocket just gets the Infinity Stone off screen. He just like stabs Natalie Portman and runs off.
I like that scene of just the old footage from the deleted scene of Natalie Portman, and then it just of Rocket just with the thing being like, and
then you have to remember too, Cap has to go back to like almost the same moment and stab her again.
Okay, let's just have a conversation about what the movie would be of Cap going back in time and how hilarious some of these moments are. Because, okay, give it the Time Stone. Just give it to Ancient One. It's all good.
Yeah.
The Power Stone, just put it back in the thing. Wait till Quill gets it. But now there's no Thanos from that era, so that timeline's already fucked up.
So who knows?
The Tesseract. You have to like make a cube.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that? Okay. I'd like to see that happen.
You know those little shorts they used to do with Agent Coulson?
Yeah.
They should just do a bunch of those for Cap, putting them back. Just like the
I was kind of
craziness.
thinking maybe it would work well as a limited run TV show, like 4 episodes, 3 episodes.
Even if they wanted to do it animated,
Yeah.
it would work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like a serial kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just because,
But
like, I
then-
don't know if he wants to still be Cap. You know what I mean?
I want to see that Yeah, he's done with it for now,
Yeah.
but he can always come back in the
He's
future.
pretty young looking, though.
He's like in his 40s.
I know, but his face, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't look like Tony Stark clearly aged. He didn't.
He's still, you can notice it.
I know, but he looks younger.
Yeah.
Not like Paul
But
Rudd,
Tony
who's
Stark-
a 50. Paul Rudd is 50.
But-
He is an alien.
But
He's stuck in a time vortex.
You know what's funny about that? They've like made reference photos of all the MCU cast except Paul Rudd, like for like if they need to digitally de-age or digitally whatever,
Yeah.
except Paul Rudd
'Cause he's the
because
same.
he's never aged.
I've seen him in something where he was like a teenager.
Yeah,
I think
because
he
he's
was
pretty young in Halloween.
That's
6.
the one where he looks younger there,
Yeah,
but he looks like 5 years younger.
Yeah.
Not 20 years younger, or like I don't know how long that was ago. 10 years.
would have been 20. Yeah, would have been close to 20.
Like,
'Cause that would
let's
come
say
out in,
cut
like,
the difference.
90s,
Say
right?
15 years. Let's just say that. Like,
Yeah.
It looks like it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
We've been closer because we're in 2019 right now, and that came out sometime in the 90s, so that's close
Oh.
to 20 years.
That's true. Fuck. We're so old.
Uh,
Anyway.
And so, yeah, but on Vormir, that's when it's gonna be like with Chris Evans, with Cap, with Red Skull. What is that situation gonna be?
Oh shit.
Because he actually knows who you are, versus Thanos and Gamora and Black Widow and Hawkeye. They don't know who Red Skull is. You'd think that Hawkeye and Black Widow would like have like photos or whatever that they would have taught at Shield or whatever.
Oh my god, that scene.
Okay, that scene, yeah, of Hawkeye and Black Widow.
I knew in my heart that she was gonna die
Yeah.
there, but I doubted my gut like 12 times in the span of 2 minutes. That was like a ride. Who's gonna fall? But I'm like, it's a good thing they sent this pair,
Yeah.
but they didn't warn them.
But they don't know.
Yeah, but,
Nebula wasn't there.
but she
Nebula
knows that
would've
there
been
had
the
to be
only-
a sacrifice because she said that because of Gamora in
No.
Endgame.
All,
I mean, Infinity War.
She thinks Thanos killed Gamora. Doesn't know why.
No, he went with Gamora, went to get the Soul Stone, and came back without her. He must have got it. She says that. Meaning
She says
he
he
knew.
came back with the Soul Stone, but no Gamora. She doesn't know why.
But what if they had sent like Rocket and Thor to that one, or Rocket and Scarlet Johansson?
Yeah.
They would have been like, we don't love each other. Luckily, they picked the only two that love each other.
Well, they don't. They're friends.
No, but they love each other like siblings.
Yeah.
You have to give up something you love, and they
Yeah.
love each other like they're friends. Like
Yeah.
like they're really important to each other.
Yeah.
They're like family,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But no one else is like that. So they picked the fucking best two.
Mm-hmm.
Because they would have someone to sacrifice. And that is the only bit that feels a little bit contrived. Just a
I
bit.
don't think it felt contrived.
Just like a hair. Of just being like,
I don't think
there
so.
wasn't a good reason why it was those two. It didn't make sense for those two to go.
But where
Because
else would
neither of
those
them were
two?
aliens.
What were?
Well,
But
why did Rocket go to Asgard? Rocket could have done that. Rocket knows space. Rocket was...
Rocket is kind of. I think Rocket needs to be there for Thor.
No, but like Thor and Hawkeye could have done that.
I think Rocket needed to be there for Thor emotionally.
They don't know each other that well.
Infinity War.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But still, I'm like, it's just a little bit.
I don't think so.
But it
a
was
lot
the
of
only
people.
pairing that would have worked.
Okay, here's the thing.
Ooh,
a lot of people.
except for Hulk and Scarlett Johansson, that would have worked because
Yeah.
they love each other.
Yeah, or did at one point.
But there was love, like there was
Yeah.
sparks.
Or I'm sure even if
Chemistry.
it was Steve and Tony, I feel like they're enough friends, even with whatever battles they've had, it would have worked.
I know, but they've clearly said they love each other in the movies before.
They haven't said the word love.
But they said you're my family
Yeah.
and I care about you and like.
I
you know
don't
what
think
mean?
that's contract. But a lot
It's
of people.
just a teeny bit.
I don't think so. A lot of people don't like that they killed off Black Widow, though.
Why?
A lot of people felt that she, as a character, hasn't really had her chance.
I think she did.
Yeah, I think she did. I liked her in Winter Soldier.
Well, they killed off the 3 main Avengers.
3 of the main Avengers.
I mean, Hawkeye, we don't know that much about. We know more about her.
Yeah, but she's also hasn't had a standalone film. Neither
And
had
the
Hawkeye.
Hulk is a different character now because he's Dr. Hulk or whatever.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't think that scene would have had a really impact if it was Hawkeye.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. In the original script, they were gonna have it be Hawkeye, and then one of the, I think one of the continuity or script writers or whatever, somebody was like, "Don't you take this away from her," was what they said to the writers. And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay." So then it was Black Widow, but then a lot of people are criticizing and saying that it's anti-feminine to kill her off.
Would it be anti-masculine to kill him off? No, those are just idiots.
Yeah.
Really, like, oh,
Yeah, I feel like
2 men
nobody
died
would
and
be...
1 woman died. That means they're not feminist.
I think it's more just that character,
Well,
because when she did start, she started as a sexy secretary in Iron Man 2.
yeah. She's
So-
undercover.
Yeah. So
It makes her as important as Iron Man.
I think so. I think so.
And that's how as important as Iron Man and Cap
And I feel like it was the natural progression of her character.
to sacrifice herself for her friends.
Even, yeah, and at the beginning of the movie, she was kind of like, I have nowhere left to go. I have to do this because what else am I going to do? So she was already like, her character arc was basically done.
Yeah, I don't
then-
agree with those people. I think those people don't have a good idea. Just because you kill off a woman in the movies doesn't mean you're not feminist. It means you're equal, and that's what feminist means.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, a lot of people just felt, though, that she hasn't... Because she... Of the 1, 2,
She's
3,
doing a prequel
4.
movie.
5. Yeah. Of the 5 movies she was in, a lot of people are like, she hasn't had a huge amount of characterization, but to that I even disagree. Because I feel like in Winter Soldier she had a lot, and even of the first Avengers she had a lot, and in this new one. And yeah. So, and even Age of Ultron, as much as some people don't like the whole Hulk Black Widow thing, that was still lots of characterization.
She's pretty much like one of the main characters of the Avenger movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where everyone's like, oh, Iron Man's the main character of that. But it's really her that glues the Avenger movies together, in my opinion. She's really important in those. And even in Civil War. Like, she's very important. Because she flip-flops which side she's on.
Yeah.
Because she's working for the greater good. And it just shows who she is as a person.
Yeah.
You don't need to give someone their own movie to show who they are.
Yeah. I agree.
I think those people just need to sit their ass down and find something else to criticize.
Yeah. What do you think?
Now, getting
the
the time stone was a little bit anticlimactic, but that's okay.
Where they went to the 70s?
Time stone.
Oh, yeah. Where they just got it from Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, but also it set up like how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
I like the outfits.
And there was enough conflict in that.
Yeah.
And all the other stones I like more.
I really liked when they went to the 70s.
Yeah, I like that too.
They saw Agent Carter. He saw his dad. He saw. Oh, it was just old.
And
Shield
I liked all the
and
new
him
stuff we saw
Yeah.
of from Avengers too. Like the aftermath, we didn't really see that, and then we saw that, and I like the whole whoa, use the stairs, buddy, to the Hulk.
Yeah.
And then Cap, how he got the scepter by saying "Hail Hydra" as a little nod to the comics.
Yeah.
So.
Because he knew that from.
And he knew that because Winter
and I
Soldiers
like
already
America's
happened.
ass, and when he's fighting, and Cap is fighting himself because he thinks he's Loki, he's like.
That is America's ass.
But then he's also like, I
can do this all day.
He's like, I know.
I
It
know.
was so realistic. It was just like, the right amount of exasperation. Like, come on, young me.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like, it was just short. Like, those bits were short. That's okay. Like.
Yeah, and Loki, how they kind of set up what they could do with. I don't know if that is what they're doing with the Disney Plus series or not.
Oh, where he stole it back.
Where he grabbed the Tesseract.
Yeah.
And then went poof. So that's another timeline that you can't fix because you have to take the Tesseract to the 70s.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, we'll sort it out.
Yeah. So then, yeah, the 70s I enjoyed.
Oh, I didn't see that coming at all, and it was just so touching. Yeah. I like how he hugged him, and he's like, "Thank you for all you've done for this country." When Tony Stark hugs his dad. I like Tony in this movie. I felt a bit like angry with him. Like, come on, man, it's to save everyone, not just yourself.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, once I saw it again, and I knew he was gonna lose everything because he was gonna die.
Yeah.
I was just sort of more touched the second viewing.
Yeah, and I liked
his daughter.
The Peggy thing with the. Oh, Tony's daughter. Yeah, she was. She's younger than a lot of kids we see in TV shows. I think that's why.
Because she's 5 or 4. Because she would.
Anytime between 0 and not 0. Anytime between like 2 and 5, I'd say. Older than 2, probably closer to 4.
Like, you know how he says he thinks Pepper's pregnant at the beginning of Infinity War? That's probably she was pregnant. Because that kid is like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, possibly. But I like back to the 70s. I liked Hank Pym, that little cameo.
And I liked, it's glowing, sir.
Yeah, it's
and we're not feeling so good.
glowing, sir, and some of the men aren't feeling so good. Stay right. You didn't open it, did you? I'll be right there.
It's so funny.
Yeah, and the classic Ant-Man helmet. Yeah. There too.
That was so funny because that's how they got more Pym particles so they could go back to the future.
Yeah, and I liked. One minor criticism I have is Howard Stark.
He looks a bit weird.
Well, he was de-aged.
I know, but
the actor.
But I mean, a different actor played him in Captain America.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I wish they did Dominic Cooper, as opposed to I don't even know his name. Because I feel like in my mind I see old Howard and I see young Howard, and here he was pretty young, and I feel like it would have been. He
looked younger here than he did in Cap, and that was first.
And yeah, that's the thing, is because they de-aged, he looked younger.
Yeah, Whereas if they were going to do that, they should have de-aged the other guy.
Or they would have aged Dominic, because Captain America takes place in World War II.
That's
So,
the only
40s.
that's a little nitpick. It's just he
So,
looked a bit weird.
Yeah, it would have been better if they just had either
He was
had
lot-
Dominic.
He was also a lot
or
shorter
just,
than him.
Was he? Then wait, who was a lot shorter than who?
Than Tony.
He was a lot shorter than Tony? Oh, didn't notice that.
I feeling like he was short.
I'm pretty sure the actor is probably, because Robert Downey Jr. is like a tiny guy.
I'm just
So.
I'm just imagining their hug, and I'm like, I feel like he felt short there.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Seems
Maybe
right.
I'm crazy. It's been a while.
They seemed
since
about
I
the
watched
same height.
It's been a while since I watched it. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, but Tony would be taller just because he grew up in an era where he would be able to get more nutrients, and he would be taller than his dad. So maybe I should just shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Okay, so then, what do you feel about the final battle? How'd you like the final battle?
It was good.
It was good, yeah.
The part where all the girls team up and they don't know each other
The
was a
18
bit,
part?
was just a little bit
It is.
sequel baity.
Well, that's the thing, is like a lot of, in the writer's room, they were kind of like, is this too fan service? And then they're like, but we got, this whole movie's fan service, we gotta give it.
It was just another. It was like that. Why was it Scarlett Johansson and Hawkeye, and it was the only parts that felt like a bit convenient because they don't really know each other.
All the women?
Yeah,
Yeah. But
could have
also,
maybe framed it better than it seems like they had a plan all along, where it doesn't make sense because half. Of
I
it-
don't think it seemed like they had a plan all along. It's just like they all showed up all the time they just were right place, right time.
I know it was just a little bit, but again, in this movie, like if we're nitpicking at that, like that's just a sign of how good it is.
Yeah. Also,
It's just like
I've
a
seen
little thing in my brain, you know, it's just a little.
Yeah, I've seen a video saying that instead of Captain Marvel picking up the gauntlet from Peter, it should have been basically the same moment, but replace her with Nebula. Then it would have been more emotional. And then having Nebula have the final run with the football, then Captain Marvel would have been more emotional because it's Nebula.
It's his daughter.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. I think it all worked. It's
Yeah.
just that one shot where they're all sort of walking in formation. I was like,
I liked it.
it wasn't like it was bad. It was just one of those things that just doesn't fit right in your head. Like it just didn't.
Well, to me, I thought it was cool enough to forgive it.
I can have nitpicks.
Like that moment was cool enough to forgive it.
Yeah.
The randomness of it.
Yeah.
Fan service-ness of it. I liked the three of them fight when it was the big three on Thanos of Thor, Cap, and Tony.
Oh, and I love that Cap can pick up the hammer, and we see
yeah.
him using the thunder powers, and I was just like, yes.
Now here's my question. There's two going theories about the scene in Age of Ultron where Cap nudged the hammer but couldn't pick it up. One theory is, and this one I believe the Russos actually said this was what they were thinking, and they believe that's kind of what Josh thought too. Joss Whedon, who directed Age of Ultron. But the one theory is Cap didn't pick it up because he could have picked it up, but then he faked it because he was like, "Oh, I don't want to take this away from Thor.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt Thor's feelings."
Yeah.
And then the other one, which I kind of like a little more, is he couldn't pick it up because at that time he knew about Bucky killing Tony's parents, but didn't tell Tony.
No, I don't like that.
You don't like that one?
I like the other one because he does move it. He can pick it up because it did move.
Okay. And that's kind of what the creators have had in mind. So
Yeah. Or he could almost pick it up. He was almost worthy.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
He was almost worthy, but that one little thing was because
so
he
could
lied.
move it almost.
Yeah, but he couldn't pick it up all the way because he was hiding that lie from Tony.
That works. Either way works.
Okay.
They can. We don't need to know which one.
Yeah,
They're probably
it's not
a
really
little bit
matter.
of both.
It's more just like speculation at this point. It doesn't really matter.
But it was just so freaking cool. And I didn't like Captain America before, but I really like him now.
Like
Just we're
before the movie or just before our rewatch?
Before, like, this last rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the movie, and then his end was so touching.
Oh, yeah.
Where he goes back and lives with Peggy.
Yeah. And then he comes back and is an old man.
Yeah, like, he comes back in real time from his life.
Yeah. Okay. This was originally one of my other nitpicks, but then I've kind of... Also, the Russo brothers talked about it a bit. First, I kind of was like... Doesn't he break the rules of the time travel that they set by coming back old?
No.
No. How so?
He lived a regular life. After putting everything back.
Yeah, but that would have been an alternate timeline because he would have lived a regular life versus the life where there was no Captain America past World War II.
Yeah, but I don't think he was Captain America. I think he retired.
Oh, I believe that too, but also it's still...
The past is
Steve
already...
Rogers would have had an impact on the people he's around too. He would
I
have
don't want to
changed
think
enough.
about it too hard because I think it's too sweet, and then yes, it does have a plot hole.
But
I
here's
don't
the
wanna
thing.
think about
Here's the
it.
thing. That was originally what I was thinking, but then it's been explained to me why it works. Cap would have just pressed the button. He would have waited till he was old and then been like, all right, it's time to give the shield to Falcon, and then pressed the button and gone back to the alternate, the main timeline. So that's why it works. And that's what the Russo brothers said too. You understand what I mean?
So he erased his... Well, he didn't erase it because it all splits.
Because he went to the other timeline.
So he lived in an... okay, that works.
Yeah.
And I think it's just so sweet.
Yeah.
And he's like, did you want to tell me about her? No.
So, before this movie, did you know about Falcon or Bucky at all
Having
being
a TV
Captain?
show?
No, being Captain America in the comics? You
No.
didn't know about either of those?
I like their choice of it being him.
Yeah, as opposed to Bucky?
Did you remember what the people said in the theater?
Oh, okay.
So we saw it the second time, and there was a bit of a rowdy bunch in the theater.
Yeah, beside us, there was a bunch of... I'm treading on some dangerous water here. But there are a bunch of people next to us who, at that moment, said, he's Captain African American.
I think they were high because they were like
Oh,
smelled
yeah.
like weed.
Yeah.
But it was funny because they were African American.
Yeah.
Or African Canadian, whatever. So it wasn't like, but it was very.
It wasn't
funny in that-
racist.
No, it was funny in that moment. It's hard for us to talk
We
about.
can't say it.
But it was quite
because
funny.
they said it.
And I just like it. And I just saw people talking about it online and being like, it's going to be like just more diversity in their Captain America and like who's like, you know what I mean? Like patriotism and
Yeah.
it's just like really cool. And I just really want to see what his movies are going to be like because I like his character.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to... Yeah.
And I like that it wasn't Bucky because Bucky kind of sucks. Everyone likes Bucky, but Bucky's an asshole.
I like Bucky.
He kills all these people.
Man, it was in his wrong mind. He was brainwashed.
He wasn't in his wrong mind.
He was in his wrong mind, I said. He was
Oh.
brainwashed.
I know, but I'm just sort of like...
Now he's fixed. But also,
I'm just glad it wasn't him.
I like that it was Sam.
It was the right...
I think I wanted it to be Sam too.
I think it was the right choice.
And also at this day and age, I feel like,
It's the right choice for this time.
yeah, you kind of had to go that way.
Not had to, but...
Not had to, but there would have been a backlash
I think it just works really well.
if it was Bucky. because it would have been like, oh, you're taking this away from the black guy.
Well, I didn't know anything about it. I just thought it was smart.
Yeah, because they both were Captain. They both have been Captain America in the comics.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're making a lot of white noise there. Anything else?
Go see it if you haven't, and if we just spoiled it all for you, that's your own damn fault.
Why are you listening to this if you haven't seen it? 1 and 2. There's no way you haven't seen it. Highest grossing opening weekend of all time. And then this time next week it'll be the highest grossing film of all time. There's no way you have not seen this yet. What is wrong with you?
What I really thought was annoying, though, was when we saw it in the theater and the person in front of us was fucking filming.
Oh, yeah.
So I got so pissed. Like, it was still during the first 5 minutes of the movie, and they'd been, like, Snapchatting. Like, it wasn't, like, filming. It was, like, clips.
Yeah.
And it was in 3D, so I'm like, it's not even going to work. But anyway, I got so mad. I went and told the guy outside. I'm like,
Yeah.
The person in front of me is filming the movie. And it's just clips, and they're, like, doing it on and off, but it's really annoying because their screen is really bright, and I know you can't do that. He's like, oh my god, okay. So he's like getting on his walkie-talkie, going all like spy on this. And I was like, let me get back to my seat. So I don't want to like take you there. Right? Because then they'll know. He's like, gotcha, no worries. Go ahead. So I go back and I sneak in. And then I just go back to my, not sneak in. I go back to my seat, like on the stealth. And I'm watching the movie. Although it looked pretty weird to leave in the first 2 minutes of the movie. But anyway.
Maybe you had to go pee.
Yeah. And so I'm watching the movie, and the guy comes and he stands and watches her for a bit, but she doesn't film and whatever, and they go away. But you start pointing at them behind them.
Because I want this fucker to get caught.
And I'm like...
But the thing was, they couldn't see it, but I could see her phone unlocked in the camera mode on her lap.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like...
But
I see it. If you walk here, you'd see it. That's why I was kind of like, it's them. Grab them.
But I was also like, stop, they're going to see us. And then what if they don't get taken into the movie? Then we get, yelled at by these people. The people filming. I thought someone beside me might say something.
Yeah.
Like, why are you pointing or something? And I was just like, shh.
Eh.
I just got scared because, I don't want confrontation in a movie. I don't want to get kicked out. I don't want it to be my fault.
You like to avoid conflict a lot more than me.
I wanted to watch the movie, okay?
You wouldn't have getting kicked out. They were filming.
Anyway, so eventually they got caught because they were watching through the projector room.
Yeah.
And they, timed it so when the phone was out, they came and they made them delete all their videos on their phone.
Yeah, I saw that.
But they didn't get kicked out of the theater, which I think they should have.
Yeah.
Should have got banned.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't know you couldn't film in the movie. He's like, it says 3 times before the movie starts to put away your phone.
Yeah. He was like, you shouldn't even have your phone out.
Yeah.
To the person.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, hell you didn't know.
Yeah. And it's like,
what the fuck?
You should know it's illegal to film a movie.
And it was 3D. It's not like it would be useful either.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned that it was during the credits. He's like, is it still the credits? Not the credits, the trailers?
Trailers, yeah.
Because if that's allowed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's when the movie starts. You can't.
Because she started during, Aladdin or something.
I just thought, maybe she's being like, sing the movie. Here's my,
Yeah.
But it just, she kept doing it and doing it
and
doing it. And I'm like, oh my God. I was so annoyed.
And meanwhile, I'm like, I just want to enjoy the movie.
But all I can
see is this freaking cell phone screen.
Luckily, that was the second time we saw it.
Yeah.
But also, I was just really annoyed.
Yeah. So...
I was going to say something, but then I'm also like, just say something to them, you're not allowed to film in the movie.
Yeah.
But then I thought if they kept doing it, and then I went and told someone, then they would know.
Yeah.
It was me. And then you know what? It's just, life's too short to get into fights with idiots.
Well, but here's the thing. I don't think they would have... They know they're not supposed to do it, so, if they're gonna start a fight, just don't engage.
But also, I don't know who that is. Yeah. I don't know how crazy they are.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I was in a movie theater one time, and it wasn't very full, and all of a sudden, someone just going, they robbed me, get them. Someone had robbed the person in the front row, grabbed their bag, and run out of the theater while it was still dark. And the people were freaking out and yelling. But first of all, I thought it was in the movie.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, like, I've never heard anything like... And the person, I think, was in a wheelchair, so they couldn't chase them.
Ooh.
But they're like, no one's helping me. And then we all realized that it's this person, and everyone's, like, because it wasn't very full, so everyone's sort of, like, scattered and in the back.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. Crazy. Someone, like, purse snatched this lady when she was, like, watching a movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. And another time, someone brought a baby to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't during the, like, Mommy and Me movie
Yeah.
time. But it was, like...
That still happens?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's, like, once a week or something.
Okay.
Where it's just sort of like, you know that if you go to this movie, it's going to be crying babies.
Yeah.
They play it a little louder and they keep some lights on. And so
Yeah.
a bit quieter and they keep some lights on. But, first of all, people started swearing at her. Like she shouldn't have brought the baby, right? But, she shouldn't have brought the baby. But first of all, she's allowed in. You're allowed to bring your baby to the movie theater. She is not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Socially, maybe, but not...
I feel like also... We don't know. She could have been single mother, couldn't get a babysitter, really wanted to see the movie. Why can't she enjoy a movie?
And it was a nice afternoon. Like, she paid for her ticket just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But people were screaming at her. People were yelling in the movie theater because you can't see them. They were saying horrible things.
Oh,
like,
God.
You can't get that crying bitch out of here. Like, just swearing. And people are like, I agree. And, you know, it was like that mob mentality.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I think I yelled at, she paid for this movie, she should enjoy it. And I saw her, like, in tears. Because she looked like, couldn't see her very well, but she seemed like a younger person. And she was, whenever the baby would cry, she'd pick it up and she would leave.
Yeah.
And then she'd come back, and then it would cry for, like, a moment, and then she'd take it out and leave. Like, she was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So it just reminded me, like, I hate when movie theaters are just, like, bad places. Like, that one where they got robbed, the one where they're, like, she's brought the movie to the theater. If you have a problem with the baby being in the theater, go tell a staff member.
Yeah.
They will refund your ticket. And you can leave. It is not her fault that you can't enjoy a movie if there's some crying. What if a person was crying? You know what I mean? Like, could have been an adult crying.
I think they would have been like...
Yeah.
To me, if you're yelling at a baby...
Yeah.
For crying, you'd yell at an adult for crying.
Yeah, know what I mean? Like, you don't know the situation.
So, I feel like these people who are doing it are just shit people in general, so they wouldn't care if you were 2 or 12 or 2 or 20.
You know, and I've been to plenty of movies with little kids in it, and they're talking or they're whatever. I swear to God, I was in a theater where a kid shit his pants. And the mom didn't take them out.
Oh, no.
And it was just, like, smelly, and it was just, like, unpleasant. It was Zootopia. And the mom's like, just sit down. Like, she was yelling at the kids. It was just, like, terrible.
Ooh. Okay.
That was all in the same theater. That was not a fun time.
So after that thought...
See you next time.
Avengers Endgame, really good movie.
But I think everyone knew that.
We're Cuz We Can.
Check us out on social medias.
At Cuz We Can 3. On Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Yeah. Do you update the Twitter?
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
No. What's our website?
www.cuzwecan'tcovertears.com.
Could they hear you from so far away from the mic?
Yes, I saw my mouth move.
Barely.
Whatever. Bye.